It means under the protection of someone or an organization. Examples: the occupant may not vacate the house because they are under the aegis of the court of law. That is, the court of law is protecting them or is supporting them and is backing up their stay in the house. Another example says, despite all threats, the students still protested because they are under the aegis of some influential people. That is, some influential people or individuals in the society are backing them up. Far afield, or further afield, or farther afield. It is used to say that you are far from home or you are at a very far distance. Examples: the journey from Lagos to Jos is further afield, meaning that the journey from Lagos to Jos is a very far distance. I disclosed to the manager that I was far afield. Run afoul of something. It means to do something that is forbidden by the law or something that is disapproved by an authority. Examples: the principal laments that even prefects run afoul of the school rules and regulations. That is, even the prefects break the rules and regulations of the school, are engaged in acts that go against the rules and regulations of the school. The boy ran afoul to have sneaked out of the school premises. That is, the act of sneaking out of the school premises was forbidden, and that was the act that the boy just committed. So it has to do with things that are forbidden by the law or disapproved by an authority. I'm afraid. It is used to show disapproval in a polite manner. Example: I'm afraid I have to leave. I cannot compromise. I'm afraid. This is a polite means of disapproving something, disapproving an offer, disapproving an opinion. Be your age or act your age. It means to behave or act in a way that commensurates with your age. Example: he does not act his age at all. That is, he acts like he's younger or he's older. Her parents scolded her of not acting her age, meaning that her parents scolded her for acting either like an underage or beyond her age through the agency of something or somebody. It means as a result of the action of something or somebody. So this is used when you want to talk about an action that is done or performed as a result of an action, another action, or something else. Examples: we were able to access the university library through the agency of the webmaster. That is, we were able to access the university library through the assistance of the webmaster. So through the agency of is simply talking about through the assistance or through the action of somebody, or the efforts that is put in by somebody to achieve a particular goal. He was able to secure accommodation through the agency of his friend. That is, his friend helped him to secure accommodation. Agree to differ. It is used when two people have conflicting ideas but have decided not to talk about it. So when two people have two conflicting ideas and they have decided not to talk about it, it is agree to differ that we use. Examples: those involved had to agree to differ to avoid further arguments. That is, they kept quiet despite the fact that they have conflicting ideas. Because the two parties did not agree to differ, they both lost it. So because the two parties did not agree to differ, they both lost it, meaning that the two parties keep talking about their differences, and so they cannot come to terms. And graces. It means a manner of behavior that shows that somebody feels that he or she is more important or more educated than than he or she is actually. So when somebody is behaving like he or she is more educated or more important or more social than others, we say the person has airs and graces. We have examples like he had airs and graces when he arrived from the United States of America. So meaning that the person at his arrival from the United States of America feels he or she is more important and more educated than he or she actually is. Maybe the person does not really possess skills or knowledge that others who have not even traveled out of the country has. But because of the opportunity he or she had, she is feeling like she's more important or more educated or even more exposed than others. The man, upon his completion of his first degree, has airs and graces. That is, after the completion of his first degree, he feels he is more important and more educated than others. Alarm bells are ringing. It is used to say that people are beginning to be worried and suspicious. Examples: after a prolonged silence over unpaid salaries, alarm bells began to ring in the factory. That is, people are becoming uncomfortable and suspicious, worried over unpaid salaries. Alarm bells are beginning to ring as the protest ceases to stop. So because the protest ceases to stop, people are becoming uncomfortable and worried about it. Making allowance or allowances for something means to put something into consideration when planning or making decisions. Examples: remember to make allowances for uninvited guests, meaning that you should make provision for those that were not invited but will show up. We expect the manager to make allowances for the supplementary list. That is, you should make provision or put into consideration the supplementary list that will come up later. Run amok. It is used to say that somebody suddenly becomes very angry or excited to the extent that the person becomes violent in the public place, or in people becoming violent in public places as a result of sudden reaction to something. So we have examples like the students ran amok at the announcement of an increase in their tuition. The angry mob ran amok when police arrived at the scene. So from these examples you can see that the meaning is conveyed, the meaning which we have talked about under the explanation, that is, when someone becomes suddenly angry and or excited to the extent that the person becomes violent in a public arena. In the final or last analysis, this is used to say that after everything being said and done, it is used to emphasize the most important aspect of a discussion. So we have examples like, in the final, we agreed coming on Saturday. Our final analysis is to resolve the dispute between those women. So these examples express the most important aspect of our discussions or people's discussions. Raise the ante or up the ante. It means to increase the level of demands or sum of money or other things or items. Examples: the management raised the ante in the supply of wheat. That is, the supply of wheat has been increased. The rate at which wheat is supplied has been increased to a higher rate. Then we decided to up the ante of our target. That is, our target, the limit of our target has been raised or has been increased. That is, we have more targets. That is the meaning of raise or up the ante. Pay an arm and a leg. It means to cost a lot of money. So when you are using this, you are trying to tell us that something has cost you a lot of money. Examples: she paid an arm and a leg to clear her luggage at the seaport. That means it cost her a lot of money to clear her luggage at the seaport. Then we have, it cost me an arm and a leg to complete the project. We don't know how much you have spent, but with this, you are telling us that you spent a lot of money on the project. To go astray. To go astray means to become lost or to be stolen. Examples: Anne got home only to discover that one of her books had gone astray. News reaching us indicates that the pieces of equipment have gone astray. So it is either the pieces of equipment have been stolen or have got lost. And for the first example, it is either Anne's books were stolen or they got lost along the way. Adapt is used to express additional or extra pieces of information. When you already have some expression and then you want to add some other information to what you have already said or you have already pointed out to people. Examples: it surprised everyone that he stole the book, a book that is not relevant to his field of study at that. So this is trying to give us more information about the book that was stolen, a book that is not relevant to his field of study. Then another example says, a trivial matter at that, they fought and maimed themselves over mistaken identity. So we are trying to say the mistaken identity is a very trivial matter. Be in attendance. To be in attendance means to be present at an important or special occasion or event. So we have examples like the Vice President was in attendance at a valedictory service. A valedictory service is a special occasion as it comes up once in a year. It could be another occasion, but it should be a very important occasion. So we are saying the Vice President was in attendance at a valedictory service. That is, he was present at the valedictory service. Not all parents was